So a bunch of people in New Zealand showed up to a community event wearing blackface. And everybody's asking the same thing. Why? 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 And guess what? This is not the first time that it's happened in New Zealand. Lord of the Rings, New Zealand. Flight of the Conchords, New Zealand. The one with all the sheep. Yes, there's a lot of really problematic crap happening right now, and I think we should talk about it. Tell them to like and subscribe for more good quality IST content. No, they know. This is Buzz. Let's go. So here's what happened. The town of Taranaki was holding its annual AMP show, which is a day that celebrates agricultural stuff. You know, farmers, farming, gumboots, I don't know. There's not a lot to do in that part of the country, okay? They held a parade at the show and people could submit their own floats for a cash prize. So a bunch of people from the local Howard Lions Club decided to go as, you guessed it,
6 members of the local Lions Club dressed as black and white minstrels for their float in the A&P parade.
And if that wasn't bad enough on its own, guess what? They came in second place and won $300. That's right, $300 for this. Obviously, a lot of people weren't too happy about it, most of all, the indigenous Maori population in Taranaki.
I was absolutely shocked and disgusted to see entertainment like that at the cost of other people.
And when the chair of the club was confronted by reporters, she apologized profusely, saying it was a horrific lapse of judgment and something that will not be repeated again. No, I'm just kidding. Here's what she actually said.
We're a Lions Club. We put a float in every year. They had no theme this year, and we were all so busy, we left it to the last minute and said, what are we going to do? Oh, we'll go black and white. So we went black and white, and somebody had face paint because they always painting kids' faces, all the rest of it, so we painted our faces. What's wrong with that?
Right. There's a lot
Some small-minded, bigoted person has called us racist, threatened to bash us up.
Right.
It's not worth replying to.
Amazing. Have we learned nothing? Nothing. No. Apparently, in 2018, some people think it's still okay to do blackface. And it's not. You guys, it really isn't. Look, there's way too much explaining to do as to why it's problematic, but here is a quick backstory. Blackface began during the slavery era of the United States, when white people used to cover their faces in charcoal, paint their lips red, and wear wigs to mock and imitate African Americans. Because why just enslave people when you can also make fun of them on stage? And what were known as minstrel shows, and because black people weren't allowed to perform on stage, those kind-hearted white people would do it for them, exaggerating their facial features and their mannerisms to sing songs that made them the butt of the joke.
Yes, ma'am. How much you gonna pay me, I hope?
Well, let's see now. I'll pay you all your worth.
No, ma'am. I gotta have some money.
By the mid-1800s, some black people were finally allowed to get on stage and perform, but they still had to wear blackface to sing and dance. That's so messed up. And as the practice slowly began to phase out, and it took a really long time for it to do so, it still kept re-emerging in the early films of the 20th century for nostalgic kicks. You know little Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz? You know what she did after she finally went home to Kansas?
Oh, I come from the south, from way down south.
Oh boy. Maybe the Wicked Witch of the West had a point after all.
I want to see you and your wife right away about Dorothy.
The issue's also been a hot topic in the Netherlands, where once a year Dutch people dress up like this during Christmas season to remember a fictional dude called Black Pete, thought to be a companion of Saint Nicholas in Dutch folklore. Why does he look like this? Because Black Pete was thought to be a Moor, or of North African descent. But some Dutch have been fighting back against the festival recently, saying that it's racist and needs to go, even if it does give some of them warm childhood feels. Last week during the festival, a fight broke out between those in favor of it and those who are trying to get it stopped.
Dutch police have arrested around 90 people during a protest over Zwarte Piet, St. Nicholas's controversial blackface companion.
However, most of the Dutch public is still very much in favor of the festival, so that's cool. This is an issue that always divides people, and always rears its ugly head during this time of the year. Halloween, Christmas, basically any time people get bored and want to dress up. And by people, I do mean mostly white people. And while on one side you have a lot of black people who want this practice to die, you know, because of its racist history and relentlessly making fun of them, you always get those who wade through the crowds to heroically offer a pretty lame rebuttal.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface on Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like, back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
That was former Fox News presenter and former NBC presenter Megyn Kelly. I say former because, well...
Megyn Kelly today is in jeopardy following comments she made on air. The former Fox News host did not appear on her show Thursday morning. Instead, NBC aired a pre-recorded episode.
Yes, apparently the woman famously known for staunchly defending Santa's whiteness has some pretty unsavory views on race. Who would have thunk it? But hey, don't feel too bad for Megyn Kelly. She's currently negotiating with NBC for a $30 million severance package. Yeah. $30 million. Megyn Kelly is basically the patron saint of white privilege.
I'm Megyn Kelly, and I want to begin with 2 words. I'm sorry. Sometimes I talk and sometimes I listen. And yesterday I learned. Thank you for listening and for helping me listen too.
Oh, hey, New Zealand. Did you think I'd let you off the hook that easy? Unfortunately, this isn't your first experience with blackface either. Actually, it's been happening quite a lot recently. Earlier this year in May, real estate agency Harcourt had their national get-together at the snazzy Auckland casino. The theme of the night was favorite sports team, and some people got a bit, creative.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong.
They're supposed to be the Cameroon football team, or something. The Harcourt CEO, Chris Kennedy, said he was horrified when he found out this was happening and that he promised to... I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face. Okay, obviously he didn't say that. He said, it was brought to the attention of this group that some party attendees were offended by the black makeup they were wearing. As there was no intention to offend, they were responsive to the concerns and left. Aww. No worries guys, it's all a bit of fun. What's the harm? I mean, apart from its super racist origins and centuries of black people being mocked and humiliated for entertainment, what's the harm? I mean, apart from the blatant ignorance that it takes to keep doing this time and time again, despite the constant calls for it to finally stop. What's the harm, you know? I mean, apart from the violence caused by the repeated controlling of black bodies and silencing of black voices by those in positions of power, keeping them from breaking out of a cycle of historical trauma. Jeez, take a chill pill. So New Zealand has an instance of blackface or two. It's not like the country has a problem or it. What's that? Oh, there's more? A lot more? Alright. Play some B-roll or something. Last year, Maori comedian Jimmy Jackson posted an image of himself in blackface to his Snapchat followers with the caption, Jimmy Blackson. Hilarious. The year before that, a bunch of students showed up in blackface at a party by the Massey University Veterinary Students Association. Yes, vets are racist now. In 2015, the star of then mediocre adaptation of The Bachelor, Art Green, showed up to a Bollywood-themed party looking like, well, this. His girlfriend, Bachelorette winner Matilda Rice, described him as a chocolate-covered treat. Wait, there's more. That same year, X Factor judge Shelton Woolwright defended using blackface in his live performances, saying it was a form of expression and a point of difference. In 2013, international burger chain Burger Fuel hired a dude to paint his face black and stand on the side of the road in Auckland handing out flyers for his new Jamaican-themed burger, Usain Poultry. Usain Poultry? Really, Burger Fuel? Usain Poultry? Okay, I'm okay. Really, Burger Fuel? That was worth a blackface so you can make that dumb pun about your stupid burger?
It even works underwater.
Hello, fellow humans.
Okay, I'm good. There's actually a lot more examples I am way too emotional to go through right now. But what the actual hell, New Zealand? We have such a good rep. I grew up in New Zealand. We love to talk about how not racist we are, how tolerant we are, and how we're nothing like our crazy neighbors over in Australia. Now they're racist. But you know what? All along, New Zealand, all along, we were the racist ones. Listen, folks, there's a whole bunch of our own racist history that we still have to deal with and acknowledge. So let's do that instead of taking on other people's racist baggage. Okay? Here's a list of rare occasions where blackface is acceptable. No reasons. I have no reasons. Stop doing it. It's racist. And it doesn't matter if you think it's racist or not. It doesn't matter if you personally find it offensive or not. This isn't about you. Unless you want to associate yourself with white nationalist Dorothy over here. And the history of oppression, systematic racism, and legacy of slavery that's never truly been acknowledged by any of the countries that participated in it. Not the unimaginable levels of pain and hurt that to this day nobody wants to own up to. And the generations left traumatized, economically kneecapped, and socially outcast as a result. The knots that black people are still trying to untie today. Many who are still facing the very same systematic racism and barriers that their grandparents did. And after all that, you still want to show up to a costume party with your face painted black because you are too lazy to think of anything less dumb and offensive. And you don't want anyone to call you out on it? Here's the deal. You, like Blackface, belong in the past. And you can move forward with the rest of us and help us create a society where everyone is respected, or we're gonna keep fighting your dumb ideas until you do. And guess what, buddy? You're not gonna win. Really Burger Fuel. Usain Poultry. All right, thanks for watching, guys. That episode was super frustrating doing the research for. There's way more blackface incidents in New Zealand than I ever could have imagined. Do you think I went too harsh on people in New Zealand? I feel like because I grew up there, I had a little bit more license to, I don't know, give them a hard time. But let me know, and let me know your thoughts. Are there any incidences that I missed out? Was there any part of my argument that you didn't agree with, that you think needs more depth? Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna go shake this off. Thank you.